We are here this morning to demonstrate building hallways with roofs and multiple levels. We are still in my sister's world, which we have not finished restoring. We are in the Elven Quarter because it's a nice large buildable area. I did put up some sun lamps here a while ago, along with a small building and a grand hearth, just so I get the massive build area. And I have some protection against raids. They're kind of annoying. Okay, so online on YouTube, I was asked to demonstrate building multiple floors and hallways because folks have trouble with them staying up. Now, the first thing I'll say is I have trouble with things staying up too. It's just mine, it's usually the little parts that fall off for me, not massive areas. I see I have remnants of past demonstrations here, and that one's not coming up. Interesting. All right, let me start by laying a flat level surface. This is important. I've mentioned it before. You want to see that foundation. And don't fight it. If it looks flat, and don't overlap. Overlap means no foundation. So we're just going to lay down a buildable surface. So I thought a little bit about this video. I'm going to use 3 different wall types. Yeah, that looks pretty flat. The first one will be granite. The other one will be adamant. And I'm going to use an adamant pillar wall to simulate the side wall of a room. To do that, I'm going to use the 2-story pillars for convenience, but you can use something else if you want. All right, so let's start by doing that. Oh, I should say I am not using a structural integrity mod at all. Come on, click. There you go. Notice I'm not fighting it. My hand is lightly on the mouse. I want the face toward myself because I want the flat look. You'll see this used a lot actually in the pre-made buildings. This is how they get that flat wall. Or they use this. This is, you don't need the top and bottom either. You can just, there you go. That way you don't get the top and bottom bridges if you don't want to. It amounts to the same thing. If one of these were to get damaged, you'd notice that there is sections to the pillar. In fact, you can see them. You can see there's 4 sections to that pillar. And in smaller areas, if you don't mind, you can use the smaller pillar. Just let it click into place. Alright, this simulates the wall of a room if you're building it underground, or a pillar, something large to affix to. You can, just to demonstrate, take a stout barricade and see it stays the normal color. So this is a solid fixed point. you can build off of that. The full 3 lengths. Of course, the 4th length will fall. But you can get 3 full lengths off of this by adhering it. So this is a very structurally sound wall. Okay. And again, I put in that pillar of just middle sections. You don't need the border, whatever. I did that because of convenience. All right, let's simulate the hallway. Yeah, that'll be a room. And I'll add a door and a window. Alright, let's see, door. Oh, it's early. I think I need some coffee. Let's add a window because, just because. Okay. Now, I recommend that if you're going to do multiple levels, you put those on right now. And it doesn't matter what I do for this demonstration. This helps with alignment and making sure that what is being inserted is level. Now I've gone 3 high. It is possible. Okay, so here's your pretend rooms. We'll put in a couple of dividers. You don't have to line it up with anything in particular. Actually, if I do that, I'm not going to be able to get in there, am I? I guess I don't need it at the end. All right, so there is that. Now, on the other side, I'll put an adamant wall for the heck of it. And I'm going to make it larger than a single tile. Alright, I put in some arches just so I can pin it out. And that all looks pretty good. Alright. And we'll do this one layer high, I guess. It looks slightly off. We'll see. Alrighty. Now my favorite scaffolding. Let's see, I just started, logged in. I should get rated any minute, if that's my luck. moved at the last second. Definitely need that coffee. Alright. A couple of quick build platforms here. Alright. So, the way I do this is pretty simple. I'm going to use granite. Granite is the strongest material. And you'll notice that that just hangs right off the edge there. Now, you can overlap, but because you're putting it on one fixed surface and it's at least green, you notice that one was red and or orange pinkish, and so I wiggled it and it snapped in. So as long as it's green, you're good. Want to line it up. Sometimes bringing it up from the bottom works really well. So if you're underneath and you bring it up, it seems to snap in. Sometimes the easiest place to put something in is from underneath. Perspective in this game significantly matters. Now let's just open a door. Oh. Misclicking happens. Now this can go over a maximum area. The granite tiles can go 3 out. There's a fantastic demonstration I put in my first video, a video I learned from. A gentleman did a strength of materials test in the Elven Quarter. I don't remember his name off the top of my head. Let me see if I can pull that up. Anyway, it was a fantastic video that, in fact, he's got 2 of them. I'm going to try to find it. I gave a reference to him in one of my first videos. It's the Return to Moria Building Guide by Ember Plays. E-M-B-E-R Plays. Return to Moria Building Guide, Basics and Advanced Building Systems. And there's a second video, by the way. And he goes through heart sizes, but the most important section was columns, floors, build integrity, building materials, and combinations. And he goes through detail on building up and how far you can get and out. And I have used that knowledge extensively. Okay, so here we are. We now have our deck laid in. It was all green. You can add floors layer if you want. I left this only 1 layer so you could see it. You do want to push it down and bring it back up until it locks. I'm using arches so you can see. That's acting kind of funky. There we go. It just wasn't lining up there for a minute. That does happen. Alright, so I know these rooms are small, but there's a maximum size, and I didn't have another room cleared out where I could just go in and do it here. Let's increase our scaffold height. Now the request asked for me to demonstrate how I add the decorative pieces as well. Sometimes you just gotta wiggle it a little bit till it's solid. Granite. The only mod I'm using, I don't remember if I mentioned this earlier, the only mod I'm using right now is the pause mod and the large stacks mod, which if you're going to do stuff like this or moving stuff between your bases or whatever, is a necessity, unless you love agonizing yourself over logging in and out a billion times. Though when I play, I do not use those mods. Well, I use the pause mod, but not the other one. Alright. Yay, light. I'm just going to put in. And because I didn't follow my own rule, I don't know where things are. I'm going to have to hop down there. Okay. It's important that you put walls on top of walls. In real construction, they call it carrying load. And if you look at real construction, 2x4s sit on top of sills, which sit on top of 2x4s. And I spent a little time in my youth. My family did construction. Oh, why are you red? There we go. Do not accept red. The second you get frustrated and accept red, it will fall down. Okay. Running out of sides for a ladder. Wrong one. I am out of wood scraps, you gotta be kidding me. Well, that is unfortunate. Man, those things must take a lot of wood scraps. I thought I brought like over 100. Well, we'll do this the old-fashioned way, I guess. to note, bring more wood. Alright, at this height, it is not going to be green anymore. Oh, you can tell it's early. This is that maximum height that you hear a lot of folks talking about. I don't know why it's in the game. I mean, you'd hit the roof. I don't know why they need to put a maximum height. And you don't have to go down too far. Yeah. See, yeah. And then the higher you get, the harder it is to get everything to look perfectly flat too. Alright, and let alone if you wanted to put something up here like a granite barrier. Now you saw everything was green below it. Yeah, not going to happen. I'll put these up, but they are going to fall down because of that maximum height. So, in my opinion, don't even bother. Alright. Now you can put supports when you're this high, but before we do that, let's put in some details. So many of you are saying, well, John, you already put a wall there. Why are you putting extra detail? Yeah, it is resource intensive. That does not like it. I'll have to go put those back up in a minute. Whenever you're 3 stories up, it's going to get weird. Because the rules of the game engine don't really seem to follow. I tried to work out the math. Doesn't seem to pan out. This one just does not like anything. What's the matter with you? Oh, is this the one that gave me trouble earlier? Some days. Sometimes you gotta help it with alignment a little bit. Hit the wrong one. Will you take the... going to leave this one be for now. I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Let's check below. Sometimes the problem isn't where you are, it's below where you are. Alright. Let's use a different crown just because. Green, yellow, we're good to go. No, that was all fine. You can put stuff here on the adamant. It's hard to line it up because you can't see where it is, and only things that are large poke out. I could do an entire tutorial on building. Yeah, see, I put that one in the wrong spot. Not that that matters. Okay. Now that worked. Where? Oh, it's because I haven't cleaned it up yet. All the orcs are gone in there, trust me. Why are you misbehaving? Maybe it's this tile. Remember I said at the top I was like, oh, I didn't follow my own rule and didn't put the wall up before the floor. Sometimes this can happen. I'm starving again. I swear I die in this game more to forgetting to eat than anything else. Well, maybe this is just one of those unexplained things. You could always try this. Right. By embedding the wall into the wall below, just a little bit, it always develops a stronger connection. So, oh, there we go. Okay. Nope, that one doesn't like it either. I'm going to have to put these tiles back. I know I overlapped that tile. Sometimes, overlapping is not bad. I know some folks have issues with it. But in this game, when you overlap, it changes the formula for strength. I've definitely seen that. Let's just put in a wall. embedded that one again. That's a trick I've used a number of times to get a little more integrity. Something's not quite lining up, so if you embed it, you inherit the strength of what's below it. Can't embed it too far if there's like a window below it. So pay attention to that, but in this case there's just adamant pillars below it. So alrighty. Let's go put our third floor roof on. Oh, I put them on both sides, right? Yep, I did. These will always be orangish because we're 3 floors up. This is the limit. And sometimes I will overlap to get a little structural integrity. Even though I shouldn't have to. I really hope they change it so we have to do less of this. I mean, we're underground. What are they worried about us building up to the surface? I mean, I don't get it. The sensitivities on the build system and the structural integrity are very, very tight. And I doubt the game developers actually developed all of that on their own. I'm sure it's part of the engine. Okay. So here we are. We've got our floors. Let me put a way to get in and out of a bunch of these. Come on, snap. Alright, excuse the mess. Here we are. 3 floors. Oh, I didn't put stuff down here. Hold on. Forgot about that. I guess we can choose anything. Just choose some of these, I guess. Oh, because it's adamant. Adamant, it's hard to get stuff stuck in and out of. I can show you how to do the facades. But it's tricky. I've noticed that putting it in this, because it's thicker than your normal wall, is easier. I'll just switch for the heck of it. I thought I opened these up. During construction, I always open up the doors just so I can move around without having to change what I'm doing. Obviously on the adamant that does not poke through far enough, so it does look a little odd, but it's the way it's supposed to work. So all right, let's take out my scaffolding since it used too much wood. I love that. If it were only that easy in real life. I hated putting up and down scaffolding. Alright, let's see what stays and what doesn't. Sip some coffee. Yep. Yeah, I had a decent computer with SSD, and this game still takes a while to load. It's obviously building the world as we speak, or at least the area I'm in. Alright, let's see what stayed up. Let's walk downstairs first. Looks good. Alright. Highly likely your first floor will survive. Let's go to the second floor. It's the third floor that I always hold my breath for. All of those are still there. Those are still there. I'm gonna have to, yeah, there we go. So far so good. There's a piece missing. I don't know where my stone went. Where's my stone? Oh, I must have forgotten to put that in. There's no stone in the ground. Why would there be no stone? I must have forgot it. Sorry. No, this survived okay. I've had this happen, and on the fourth reload, something fall down. Just to be completely blunt. Now, both of these rooms are wider than a standard tile. You can put in supports. They do help. I would recommend starting from the very bottom, but archways are very useful. Make sure that they're on solid. You can even do this. I don't know if people do this, but of course we're on the third floor. That will help support. You don't have to use the built-in archways. There's not enough room in here to really build an arch effectively. But there you go, through one reload. You know, proof will tell. Even on my bases, I get pieces falling off now and then. It'll be there. It'll be fine. And then all of a sudden I'll log in one day and I'm like, whoa, what's going on? What happened? I hate working on the third floor of things. That's why in my recent videos, that's probably going to fall down eventually. I just gave up on the third floors. It's not worth putting up the roof. I put up walls, but I'll leave a natural roof on the third floor. Too many weirdnesses. Not to mention in my signature base and the 2-pillar resource rooms that I've completely cleared out, there is plenty of space. I've showed you how to build a couple of different style bases there. I've demonstrated building a town in a couple of those adjoining rooms with like at least 8-10 buildings. So from scratch with nothing else in there. Those rooms are very versatile. It's still my favorite building room. But yep. Yeah, I probably don't want to jump from there. Well, it's the maximum height. I'd survive. No problem. All right. Well, there you go. One log in and out. One thing. I don't know what you call this. It doesn't have stairs or anything, but I guess some type of building. It's just demonstration purposes. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please post them. If you'd like to see a video, please post them. People tell me all the time I'm supposed to say if you like and subscribe and all that. I don't advertise or make any money off this. I do it for fun. And obviously I'm not a professional at it, which is okay. For me, it's okay. But I hope you got something out of this video. And I hope you have a great week. Bye-bye.